All right, all right, all right. Wow. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you can maybe give this video a thumbs up or share this video, that would be absolutely freaking awesome. Also, if you are subscribed to my channel, I greatly appreciate it. If you're not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge, right? What do you got to lose? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, description box below, very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. If you want to help support my channel out, that would mean so much to me. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also just a little farther ways down in the description box is a link that takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants of Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Basically, we have over 9,200 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I have internet access, I'm putting stuff in that group darn near 365. So we have over 9,200 members in the group. It's growing all the time. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right, all right, all right, all right. Wow. Whew. Huh. That's why you play the games, folks. That's why you play the games. I don't remember. I seen a screenshot on Facebook group and all. I had like 10 different experts pick the games. I would have picked the same thing probably, but they all picked the Browns. You know, so that's why you got to play the games. And I'll tell you what, half a second into the game, it was 7-0 Browns already. I'm like, it's like, what the what's going on? Yeah, so Eric Gray, my man, you can't return kicks, you can't return punts, you can't. So I don't know. Might be a solid, choice as the third back or whatever, but they got it. It seems like for the time being, they found their punt returner, but they got to find somebody. The problem is, obviously, as the game has evolved. And there's so many different packages. There's the nickel package, the dime. There's the quarter package. There's the $50 package. There's the $1. There's the 50-cent. There's the $5. The $300. The $5 trillion package. There's so many different packages and this, that, and the other thing. And you go back when obviously, because I'm 8,000 years old. Go back in the day. It's like these are the 4 defensive linemen. These are the 3 linebackers, and these are the 2 cornerbacks, and these are the 2 safeties. You just turn to him. Coach turned to him. Gentlemen, 11 all 11 of you. God bless you. I'll see you 11 at the end of the game. And those 11 would run onto the field. And at the end of the game, those 11 would run off the field unless they got hurt. Nowadays, there's so many packages. We got to have this. We got to have that. And this and and all that stuff and everything. It takes away from other, like 2 weeks ago, we should be 2-1, right? Should be 2-1. Well, we don't really want a backup kicker in there just in case our kicker gets hurt. So, because we got all these other, So, unfortunately, it is what it is. So, they got to come up with something because if they see not Tracy, if they see Gray, guess who the ball's getting kicked to? The only thing I can think of is if they want to, they're going to go back there with like say 2 returners and go back there. Oh, I got all right, there you go. I said the only thing I can think of is if they're going to go back there with say 2 kick returners, right? Just line them up like this. And it's like, and it's like, Gray can be one of them and whoever's the other guy, right? And it's like, okay, Gray, if they kick the ball over this way, you don't go that way. You go that way, let the other guy. Okay, Eric, right? If they kick the ball over this way, you go that way, and the other guy goes over there and he catches it. That's the only thing, But if Gray's standing on one side of the field, guess where the ball's going to? Let's see. Where's the guy that fumbles the ball and he's not fast enough to take it all the way? Oh, there he is. All right, brother. It's coming to you, pal. I don't even know why you even have that other guy lying up back there, pal. I don't even know. No idea. It's coming to you, bro. I mean, right? So they got to find somebody. The thing is, unfortunately, it's if it's going to be one of the I mean, if you're going to put Gunnar Olszewski in there, right? If one of your returners, kickoff returners, is a wide receiver. Now you got, if you're going to keep, say, 6 wide receivers on your on your 53, if you say we're at however many, 46, 48 you can dress, if 6 of them are going to be receivers while 2 of them returners, so your backups to your backup, wide receivers is not nothing to be writing home about. But they it's a tough line. It's a tough line to stay on. I'm not saying have 3 kickers in there. I'm not saying have 13 backup punt returners or not like that. But it would be nice if you had a punt returner, 1, not 2 kickoff. But I mean, unfortunately, it hurts you someplace else. And what they're trying to do is, we got our 3rd running back who also, also be our kickoff returner as well. So it's just not working out. I got to find somebody else. But anyway, a win is a win. Thankfully, we didn't have to score in the second half. Joseph, his problem is that I can't remember exactly how far that field goal, but that would have been huge, kicking the field goal, huge, because that would have put us up by 2 scores. Right? It was 21-15. So field goal, we would have been up by 9 points, which would have been 2 scores, which the way our defense was playing would have been huge. But that extra, the thing is, he'll kick 9 out of 10 extra points. He's, that's one of the reasons why he's on the street. You get him from like 39 yards in, he's almost like automatic. Really, really good. But like 40 yards on out, not so good. Of course, when indoors and he's kicking, what was it, 712-yard field goal against the Giants 2 years ago to win the game. Of course, he was spot on with that baby. But the 40-something yard field goal in Cleveland yesterday, I looked like somebody from kindergarten tried to kick the ball. That was absolutely horrible. So interesting to see if they got McAtomney. Bring him up. But I'll have to wait and see that. Thankfully they didn't need that. Thankfully the defense really did good, and we did really took advantage of the bad, the battered, the banged up, the hurt, however else you want to describe the Cleveland Browns offensive line. Because that's the thing. Is it? Excuse me. Sometimes it's not who you play, it's when you play them. And if the Giants, I'm just saying, the end of the year, weeks 15, 16, whatever, their offensive line is back and they're looking fantastic. Then there'll be a tough out. That'll be a real tough win because they got a great defense. And if they actually had an offensive line, they got the weapons. Imagine Njoku came back. They got Judy, Cooper, Njoku. I said their offensive line was back, and Wills and Conklin were there. Excuse me. Toward the end of the season, and everybody's healthy, that'd be a tough place to play, tough place to win, or just trying to beat Cleveland. Period. They have a good offensive line, but it's when we played them. That was one of the things that's why Dallas looks so good. Dallas ain't that good, as you can see. The past 2 games, they lost at home. How about those cow turds, huh? Yeah! How about those 1 and 2 cow turds? Huh? Oh, man! And the Eagles got lucky. They got lucky. They shouldn't have won. But I can't stand the Eagles. But anyway, I forgot now. I forgot what I was trying to talk about. But thankfully, we didn't need to score in the in the second half. We really looked good, really looked good in the first half. The 3 scores, we needed to keep that momentum going. Thankfully, we were able to protect the lead. The defense really came on good. As I said, it was the offensive line, it was just banged up. As I said, that's what I was talking about. So you go back to the opening. I mean, the Cowboys had like 3,000 pressures. Well, it's because they have a very good front. You got some dude by the name Micah Parsons in there. But, I mean, their 2 offensive tackles weren't playing, so that's why it looked like gangbusters. It's just what the Giants were able to do. We blitzed a lot. Actually, I think it was like 57%. I heard somebody say, Bowen, which is something 57%. No, not even half of that. Half the time is he blitz. But, it paid off. I mean, we had, let's see. Let me see. I got here. I think it was 8 sacks. But how was it? 17 quarterback hits? That's team stat box score. Here we go. Quarterback hits 17. I mean, wow. 5 tackles for loss, 8 sacks. I even had a sack. I had a half a sack. PFF gave me half a sack. Everybody had a sack. You get a sack, and you get a sack, and you get a sack. And I got a half a sack. Man, it was good. I mean, we had 9 different guys got in there. Okereke had half a sack. Pinnock had 1. Pinnock has, 3 on the season, I think, so far? So we got, of course, this ain't going to keep up, but we got 14 sacks in 3 games. Now, we're going to have, we always have a hard time sacking Dak. So that's going to be a hell of a challenge for us, a heck of a challenge for us. And the way we blitzed Watson on, excuse me, yesterday, we're not going to be able to blitz him, blitz Dak. Anywhere near as much on Thursday. You have to pick your spots because you keep blitzing Dak. You blitz a real good quarterback. They want you. They're foaming at the mouth. They're like a rabid animal, just seeing meat. If they know you're blitzing, because when they're that good, they're going to make you pay for it. All right, a real good quarterback wants you to blitz. Let's say so we have McFadden had half a sack. Nacho, half a sack. Sexy Dexy's got 3 in 3 games. Brian Burns finally got a sack, huh? Elijah Chapman got a sack. Right on, brother. All right, cool. Kayvon with half a sack. Azeez Ojulari had a sack. Then we had quarterback hits. We had Okereke had 1. Pinnock had 1. McFadden had 3. Nacho had 1. Sexy had 4. That dude is unbelievable, ain't he? Worth every frickin' penny. Do we pay him? Burnsy had 2. Elijah had 1. Kayvon had 2. Ojulari had 2. So, I said, we definitely took advantage of their tackles. Without question. I said it might be a little different story here this week coming up against the Cowtards, right? I don't know, hopefully with the home crowd. Now, you go to any, my son and I, in 2 weeks, we're going to be in Pittsburgh. It's the Sunday night game. I think it is. Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh, Sunday night game. So we're going to be in Pittsburgh. Out of the 100% of the fans that are there, don't get me wrong, Pittsburgh fans travel very well as well, too. But, you're going to figure probably close to a third of them will be Cowboy fans. Cowboy fans, they're just everywhere. They just grow up. They could be in Utah. Oh, I like football. Who's a good football team? Well, the Dallas Cowboys, they're popular. They won 5 Super Bowls, which is almost them all. Yeah, I'm a Cowboy fan, baby. That's how the Cowboy fans are. But they travel very, very well. So it's not like, we're going to have 99% of the fans in the stadium are going to be giant. That's not happening. No, not happening. But it'd be nice if a lot of these Giants remembered from last year, the 2 games from last year, we got blown out in both of them. The one in Dallas, we gave up over 600 yards. You give up over 650 or something. That's like a kindergarten game. That is just unbelievable. Absolute trash. But anyway, let's not go down that. You're going to have a hard time. Hard time blitzing and getting a lot of pressure, and a lot of sacks on Dak. But one thing at a time. Daniel Jones looked very good first half. Boy, he was very, very good. And how about that Malik Neighbors? The thing that bothers me, there was a few things that bother me, but let's hope Malik doesn't get hurt, right? Because then we're back down to Hyatt, Slayton, and Robinson. See, because at least last year, for a while anyway, you had Waller. Even if the guy's on crutches, he's a mismatch. Right? Then you had some guy by the name of Saquon Barkley in the backfield. So you had one guy back here who everybody's keeping an eye on. Then you had Waller running the routes. Then you had like Hyatt and Slate, fast guys. You know what I mean? So, right? But, tight ends, the only tight ends we got are the ones in line blocking. That's basically I think Theo had one catch. Let's see here. So we're putting a lot of two tight end personnel in there. Theo had one. That's it. Bellinger had one. Bellinger had a nice 17-yarder. So, which was nice to see, but still, 3 games, we got 4 catches from our tight ends. Manhurts, big. You want him in there for blocking. I ain't got no problem with that. But Bellinger, I think, has 2 receptions. Theo, I think, has 2 receptions. It's like, it's kind of like it's like right now. It's kind of like throw it to Malik. If he's got 9 guys on him, look for Wan'Dale Robinson. And then other than that, good luck and God bless. It's like from Slayton / Hyatt, we're not getting much production. From our tight ends, we're not getting much production. Obviously, of course, we had a couple receptions from the running backs here. Tracy caught 2. Sim Motor had 4. Right. But that's from the running backs. I'm talking about the guys, you usually just running the routes. For, I'm not talking about the running backs. It's like, look for Malik. If not, Malik's not, that's A. B, if A's covered, then you go to B, which is Wan'Dale. And if Wan'Dale falls down or somebody's covering whatever like that, good luck, God bless. Because we're not getting much from Slayton, Hyatt, Theo Johnson, and Bellinger. It's like, we're the interesting thing is that it's kind of like they are pushing Theo. They're pushing him a lot. Because a couple of years ago, at least Bellinger did have. Bellinger had, of course, freaking shame, man. Hopefully it's not, what's causing them maybe to lose some reps, whatever. But we got poked in the eye. What a shame. Because, he had a nice season. Nice, But last season was Waller, right? So, once we got Waller in there, Bellinger was going to have to take a back seat to Waller. But, this year it's kind of like, well, it's like, where's Bellinger at? It's 3 years in the league, he's had some snaps. He had like 20-something snaps. Manhurst had 20-something snaps. And then Theo Johnson was in there for quite a few. Between all 3 of them, it was like well over 100 snaps between 3 of them. It seems like a lot of them are just like keep him in there to try to keep Daniel Jones upright. It seems like that's how they want to kind of go, is that it's like, excuse me, I get this freaking frog in my throat. Instead of like, all right, let's snap the ball back to Daniel Jones. We got 5 guys up front who'll be able to, right? And let's flood the zones with guys and all of that, and let Daniel Jones pick them out. It seems like they're like having him more get the ball. Let's protect Daniel. Let him have time to throw the ball, and then that's that. It seems like they're going because they're going a lot of heavy sets, a lot of keeping guys in. Trying to get some good pass protection for Daniel Jones. I think he only got sacked 2 times yesterday. Let's see, 2 times. He did get hit 9 times. Dalvin Tomlinson got in there for 2. Wow. The main Dalvin. Let's see here. Who? I know Garrett. I thought Smith. Did Garrett have 1? No. What else did Garrett have? Myles Garrett. Oh, I'm sorry. He had 3 quarterback hits. Yeah. So Tomlinson had 2, the ex-Giant, and Myles Garrett had 3. So, But I mean, yeah, good up, man. I'm still bummed out they couldn't keep Dalvin. But that first year, when we had Sexy, we had Dalvin, and we had Theo. Not Theo, Leo. Theo and Leo. Leo the Lion, right? Those three guys, we had a nice run defense, and it was just a freaking shame that we couldn't keep Dalvin. That was a damn shame. Because, I mean, that was a nice threesome right there. Boy, I'll tell you what. But it is what it is. But, you know, I mean, so happy, just so happy. We got a win's a win, a win's a win. It just, this is, hopefully you're not looking back at the end of the season, that freaking Washington game. It's like, man, if we only had a kicker, should have won that one game. But there was still, obviously, one of those tough stretch of games. As I said, the Cowboys coming up, they're 1-2. They're. I mean, I said, if we can beat the Cowboys, whew, oh. But so I saw a couple articles here. 5 difference-making plays in the Giants' win over the Browns. We're going to go in order here. Jones intercept. Yeah, thankfully, his interception to Theo Johnson. Yeah. After falling behind 7-0 with one play into the game, after Mario Cooper touchdown, the Giants' offense came close to shooting themselves in the foot. Excuse me. And give Cleveland prime position once again. Daniel Jones threw an ill-timed pass intended for tight end Theo Johnson that was picked off by Ronnie Hickman, who returned it to the Giants' 24-yard line. With only 5 minutes elapsed in the first quarter. I mean, you can see, guaranteed, not guaranteed, but that's, you're certainly looking at quite possibly at least 10-0 down, right? Fortunately, Jones' mishap was erased thanks to a roughing the pass apparently called against Greg Newsom, who nailed Jones after he released the football. The call saved what could have been another perilous start for the Giants, one that perhaps they don't come back from with the momentum soaring in the opponent's favor. Conversely, the call helped ignite the Giants' first impressive offensive drive of the contest. In 13 plays and 81 yards, Jones threaded the football to 5 different receivers in nearly 8 minutes of clock time, capping it off with a 1-yard handoff to running back Devin Singletary for the touchdown in a 7-7 affair. It was more than just a haunting play turned into a harmonious possession for Jones and company. I mean, because, hey, things, it's a long season, right? You got to take the good with the bad, right? If you look at everything, if you go back and you look at the whole season, right? You can just whatever. And you look at, there's like maybe 30 different plays or turning points or something during the season. Like, right? One of them could be that interception that went in the Giants' favor, right? But then you go back and look, what was another turning point so far this season? Well, the fact that we didn't have the kicker, right? Well, that went against us. You go back at the end of the season, and if there was 30 moments or so that could have gone whatever, usually there'd be close to 50-50. If there's 30 of them, maybe it might be 17-13 or 18-12 or something like that. But, usually they're pretty close. Yeah. Luckily, the Giants got the roughing the passer penalty, and which obviously overturned the interception. So, but the rest of the game, Jones did have that one pass that Malik went over. My bad. This is my ball. I'll take it. Right. And Malik knocked down another pass. He's a special player. Quite possibly the best player in this whole freaking draft. Quite possibly. Just a shame that maybe we couldn't have kept maybe the best player in the 2018 draft on the team too, because the thing is, 2 years ago, sorry, we had Saquon, like one guy. Last year we had Saquon and Waller. They're both gone. Now we're back down to one guy. As many headache players as Paul Dottino, I think, says, right, the better. Well, we got one headache player. I mean, you could say Wandale, right? But I said if we could have somehow kept Saquon and got Malik out there. Yeah, so we got to find whoever the quarterback's going to be going forward, whether it's Daniel Jones, whoever, right? We do need to find some more headache players because as of right now, yeah, I mean, Motor, okay, but tight end position, we need somebody from the tight, you know what I mean? So we need to start adding some more weapons. Okay. Malik Neighbors goes over Martin Emerson for the sideline grab. He's only been in the NFL for 3 games, but Malik Neighbors continues solidifying himself as a budding star with his performance on Sunday for the 3rd straight week. The LSU product clipped 65 yards receiving on 8 receptions, and the biggest one came in the second quarter as a prelude highlight to his first touchdown. The play occurred during the Giants' 5th possession of the game, a team-high 14-play drive that went 93 yards in just under 7 minutes. Yeah, that was fantastic. Just fantastic, man. You go 14 plays, 93 yards. Oh, that just rips the heart out of the other team, man. Absolutely fantastic. Neighbors had already caught 1 pass for 14 yards and got New York into Cleveland territory with the help of 3 other pass catches. But his work wasn't done there as he lined back up at the Browns' 41-yard line. On the 2nd down and 8, Neighbors stood outside the left and ran a go route with a quick hitch fake as Browns corner Martin Emerson tried to lock him down in a press look. Typical fashion, Jones lofted the ball into the air for the 2 players to fight for it, and his teammate came down with the over-the-back grab that left the stadium awestruck with his effort. With the Randy Moss-style catch over the top of Emerson, Neighbors completed the 28-yard play that extended the Giants' drive and pinned the pigskin down at the Browns' 13-yard line with 2 minutes left to go until half. In other words, Jason Pinnock's sack preserves a field goal. After keeping the Browns from scoring range for most of the first half, the Giants' offense had a case of deja vu occur in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Singletary coughed up the football for the 2nd consecutive week on the New York side of the 50, and it finally gave the Browns' lifeless offense a chance to reclaim some points with a quality field position. Yep. And he's got, it's some, it doesn't, it's nice this, it's nice that, and but you got to secure that football. And then one of the problems is that, you do it a couple of times. Guess what every team is doing it. Every team's going to do. They're going in there and they're punching, they're grabbing. One guy's going to hold you. Another going to punching the end of the ball and everything. Taken over at the Giants' 39-yard line, Cleveland would inch 15 yards deeper into the plus territory behind the legs of quarterback Deshaun Watson. However, his efforts were still in vain as the Browns ended up on a 3rd and 10 situation at the Giants' 30 for a spot they had struggled to convert in their previous handful of possessions. Yes, finally, the Giants' defense also was getting off the field, which was huge. Right? Looking to salvage a few more yards for Dustin Hopkins' field goal, Watson dropped back into the pocket in search of one of his trusty receivers and couldn't find one. The next moment, safety Jason Pinnock dropped all over him for the sack and a 5-yard loss and pushed the ball back to the 35-yard line. Pinnock, who earned his 3rd sack of the year, that already matched his total for the 2023 season, might not have predicted it, but his big pressure play on 3rd down would be the difference in keeping the score stable at 21-7 in favor of the Giants. Hopkins would attempt a 53-yard out to try cut down the lead, but his boot sailed just wide of the left post. Deshaun Watson fumbles for the 2nd time. When it came down to protecting the football, the Giants both giveth and he taketh away, forced the Browns' Deshaun Watson to lose track of the pigskin twice on Sunday. Unlike the first, Watson's 2nd fumble would prove more costly as it froze the Browns' momentum while advancing again towards the opposing end zone. And then we got Dexter Lawrence's big fourth down stop. Yes. When discussing the impressive performance of the Giants defense against Cleveland, it was hard not to close by mentioning the play of nose tackle Dexter Lawrence, including the one he made on fourth down and short to thwart the Browns' comeback efforts for the third time in the day. It's what you need. You know what I mean? You're paying these guys, and I'm not saying every play, where's Burns at every play? But, in big moments, big players come up big, right? That's what you got them for. You need these guys to come up. I don't mean, if Dexter Lawrence makes a tackle on second down, or he makes it, fourth down, third down, and this, or when they got to drive something like, where are the big guys at? Now that's what you need. And Sexy once again came up big, worth every frickin' penny he's being paid. I'll tell you frickin' what. Let me tell you. 4th and 1 from the 29-yard line, the Browns decided to cling to their life by the legs of their gunslinger in Watson. Now, after this stop, the Giants should make him pay. Did not happen. Very disappointing. He stretched his body to its limits to try to reach for the first down yards. As he was drawing near to the line to gain, Lawrence soared into the picture and wrapped himself around the quarterback's body, sitting him down just inches shy of the marker to silence the play at the same spot where it started. So, that was huge. That was huge. What we got here? Yeah, this one here. Giants turn the ball over, give up a TD in the first 11 seconds versus the Browns. It's like, opening kickoff, Giants return man Eric Gray made the decision to run the ball out of the end zone, and 24 yards later, immediately regretted it, fumbling and giving the Browns the ball in New York territory. Very next play. On the first play from scrimmage, Deshaun Watson found Amari Cooper on the left edge of the end zone, and bang, 7-0. Yeah, if you're giving up a touchdown and the clock is still in the 1440s, you are not a good football team. Watson's throw was no sure thing, according to Next Gen Stats. It was one of the most improbable touchdowns of the year. Wow. Let's see here. I got a video here. That's pretty cool. Let me share my screen here. This is pretty cool. I didn't even notice this here. Share screen. This is it right here. Yeah. This is pretty cool. I like this. Kind of reminds me of bam. Let's try this again here. All right, so Panak starts coming down, right? Amari's over here. He's running for the flag over here, right? Yeah. Kayvon's getting some pressure in here. Sexy's pushing the pocket. Burns got double coverage on him, right? But Kayvon's coming around the edge, right? But there's nobody over here. Nobody back over here, right? And he's going to be just a little bit late, right? It was a good pass, good catch. He was being, Banks was with him. I'm sorry, all the way, but there was nobody. It was basically him. He carried them all away, and I guess also, with Pinnock coming down, he came over here, but I don't know. It just was not closing on it fast enough, unfortunately. Yeah. And the ball got here before he was able to slide on over there. So, but it was a tough. It said Deshaun Watson's 24-yard touchdown pass from Amari Cooper had a completion probability of 14.5%, the third most improbable completion of the season, and Watson's most improbable since week 16 of 2018. Wow. It was only sideline distance, less than a yard. So that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. That's cool. I like that. All right. Giants finals. Giants hang on for the 21-15 victory. Giants got a desperately needed victory on Sunday, defeating the Browns. The Giants trailed 7-0 after 2 plays. A fumble by Eric Gray. Then they marked Cooper touchdown. Malik started for the Giants. He had 8 catches for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now he has 3 on the season. Daniel Jones was 24 out of 34 for 236 and 2 touchdowns. Now, I think he was 17 out of 19 in the first half. So in the second half, he was 7 out of 15. Singletary ran the ball 16 times for 65 yards. But the thing is that what I do like is that they kept – we ran the ball over 30 times. But the one thing was that, you look at Singletary, it's, ran 16 for 65 yards. That's 4 yards a carry. That's pretty good. Why didn't they just keep, Well, they ran the ball 32 times, right? Tracy ran it 5. Jones ran it 8 times. Malik ran it twice. Eric Gray ran it once for no yards. But Singletary, of course, the last one. So basically, he had 15 carries for 22 yards before that final one where he sat down at the one, which is a smart. So this score could have been 28-15. Okay, that's, of course, if Joseph would have kicked the extra point. But assuming he would have, the Giants could have won 28-15. But Singletary was like, he got down to the one, he slid down, right? Because then the Giants run the clock out. So instead of putting them up 28-15 and giving the Browns the ball back with like a little over 2 minutes left to go in the game, right? And I think the score, anything's possible. But if you can almost guarantee yourself a win, do it. And that's what Motor did. He slid down and got themselves the win, which wound up being huge. But they tried a lot. But if you take the Giants ran the ball 31 times for like 70 yards. That was like 2.5 yards a carry against. But they ran. Which was important, very, very important. It also, even though it really wasn't necessarily working, they had the lead, so they could run the ball. A lot of times, like against the Vikings, you're down 21-6, 28-6, whatever. Well, you're not running the ball. You got to throw the ball. But at least now, you have, if you run the ball 3 times, you pick up 3 yards. Well, you took a couple minutes off the clock, and you're going to punt the ball back to them, right? And you still got the lead. So the Giants were able to, run the ball, but yards per carry was not very good, not very good at all. It says the Browns pulled within 21-15 with 11.5 minutes to go. But the one thing is, I think they had the ball 3 times after that, after they pulled 21-15, and the defense just kept shutting them down. Now, that does not mean, I said the Browns, their offensive line was hurting for certain, right? This does not mean that the Giants are going to just start shutting everybody down left and right. It doesn't mean that. Once again, the Cowboys could put up another 30, 40 burger on them. Hopefully not. But the one thing is that it's a new system. These guys, a lot of these guys have worked. You can count as a ton of guys who have been here since, obviously last year. A lot of guys, right? But you got a lot of young guys in the secondary learning a new system, right? And especially if you got Newbin. And let's see here. Let's see. How are we doing here? Flat. Yeah, what's going on there? Flat leading the team in tackles with 9 of them. You go, brother. Pinnock at 7. Let's see here. Newbin at 2 tackles. Belton at 2. Carrickay at 8. Finally, it's good to see Carrickay get up there with the tackles. Pinnock once again had another great game. 7 tackles, 2 solo, a sack, tackle for loss, a quarterback hit, a partridge in a pear tree. McFadden got in there for 3 quarterback hits. Good to see him in there. He had 6 tackles, right? Nacho at 5. Nacho had a good game, half a sack, quarterback hit. Isaiah Simmons, thank freaking goodness we're getting this dude on the field. I'm going to go over tonight the team and player grades and all that stuff and everything. But good Isaiah Simmons. The dude is a freak. It's I mean, find something for the guy to do. Again. Let's see here. And of course, they talk about place kicker Craig Joseph missing badly, 48 yards. I thought it was like 46 or something, 48 yards. So he's not very good on long field goals. He ain't no Graham Gano. So however long Graham's going to be out for, who knows? But let's hope. Yeah. I don't know if the Giants are going to maybe get. McAtamy up. If we had if we had a game next Sunday, maybe they'd have some guys in here for some competition to see or what. But not, I'll have to wait and see. Maybe after Thursday's game, we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, that was a horrible kick, absolutely horrible kick. Let's see what else we got here. I got this Giants avoid a catastrophe with desperately needed win over the Browns. That was from the Post. And we got, this one here. I just want to give some a little more props here. Giants' Devin Singletary makes late game decision to avoid a touchdown, causing brutal bad beat for bettors. Oh, yeah, this one, yeah. Yeah. Because if he would have, the over-under was like 43 or something like that, or something. And the fact that if he would have ran it in, it would have gone over. But he slid down, so he kept it under. So you got this right here. Let me read this here. This is funny, but I don't bet, so I don't really care. Yeah, it is what it is. Devin Singletary iced the game against the Cleveland Browns on Sunday with a 43-yard run as his team picked up its first win of the season. While Giants fans were happy with the victory, general NFL fans who have placed a wager on the team or had Singletary in their fantasy football league were pulling their hair out with the play. Yep. Singletary could have walked into the end zone for a touchdown. The score would have stopped the clock and given the Browns the ball back with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the game. The total score would have been at 42 or 43 in that scenario. Instead, not scoring allowed the Giants to run the clock out and win the game, which is what you're trying to do. Trying to win the game, right? Some NFL fans had bet that the total score would be over 37.5. The total score was finalized at 36 points. So the Giants didn't kick a field goal or nothing. So whoever bet the over, 37.5 points, that's not a lot. You're like, oh, yeah. That's not a lot of points. But so needless to say, some fans were quite upset. Yeah, but the thing is, the idea is to win the game, right? You want to score, and all that and everything. And quite possibly, if he scored and we went up, it would have been 28-15, right? Or maybe we might have gone for it and maybe try to get up 29-14, up by 14 points. But anyway, whether they went for it or not. But with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the game, if you go up by 2 scores, chances are you're still going to want to win the game. But the thing is, if you got a chance to ice the game, right, you do it. It goes back, and there's one stupid, idiotic, moronic play. I can't remember what it was. It was back in the 2000s. The Patriots were playing the Chargers. It was in the playoffs. The Chargers were winning at the time. Brady went back, threw a pass, it got intercepted. Guy from the Chargers caught the ball. What you do, the game was like about 2 minutes to go in the game or something, like whatever it was. They could have almost ran the clock out. If they were up by a score, or maybe 2 scores or something like that, if he caught the ball and just took a knee, that would almost guaranteed him a win. What did he do? Got the ball, starts running with it, this, that, and guess what happens? Ball gets punched out. Guess who recovers the ball? Patriots. First down, New England. Guess what happens? They come back and they tied it up, and I think they beat them in overtime. When moral of the story is when you got a chance, because you get guys, that want to do that. Like Deion Sanders is obviously one of the greatest players of all time. Blah 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 blah. But his mindset, because it's all about him, right? If you're up by say 6 points and you pick a pass off, right, and there's like whatever, a minute to go in the game, and if you take a knee, you win. Nah, not Deion. Nah, it's all about him. It's all about me, baby. What can I do? So he'd be faking guys. I'm taking to the house, baby. You know what I mean? Because so you got idiots like him, okay, who it's like all about them. I'm scoring, baby. I got the ball. It's all about me, baby. You know what I mean? Then you have the people like Devin Singletary, right? Who it's like, you know what? Let me take a knee so we win the game. All right. I'll score. He scored a touchdown earlier in the game, right? If he's scoring another touchdown, it'd be great, this, that, and other, but it won't guarantee us a win. Let me take a knee at the 1, right? We slide down at the 1 and pretty much guarantee ourselves a win. Let me do that. As I said, so you got certain idiots like Deion Sanders, and then you got Devin Singletary. It's like team first. And it was a very, very intelligent play by Devin Singletary. So great win for the Giants. Kept their season alive. They're in a tough stretch right here. So if they do lose to the Cowboys and they fall to 1-3, hopefully not. But the division, it's not. If the Cowboys win, they'll be 2-2. The Commanders are not very good. They're not going anywhere. The Eagles got lucky yesterday against the Saints. So they're not a powerhouse. It's not a powerhouse division. It's going to be a lot of tough games, right? Going to be a lot of entertaining, interesting games coming up. Whether Eagles are playing the Commanders, Giants are playing the Cowboys, it's going to be a lot of fun football to watch. But I don't think anybody's going to run away with the division, this year. If anything, the Eagles seem like they're the best team. But Brown is hurt. Devontae Smith is a concussion protocol. Lane Johnson is a concussion protocol. If they start losing some of their big players, like Brown's out, if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, they wouldn't have won the game yesterday, right? So so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Gonna be a lot of fun. Gonna be a good fight. As the Giants get some wins, especially if they can stay in these first 8 games of the season, right? If they can go 3-5, they would still have a chance, But big game coming up, quick turnaround. But the nice thing is, it's a quick turnaround for both teams. The Giants, so Thursday night, and then the nice thing about that, they have like a little bit of a bye week. They have like 10 days off. I think that the next game is Sunday, right? So they have like 10 days off. So it's a little bit of a bye week for them. So that's good. They can rest up on Sunday, and it may, we'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be a tough one. But this is a great, great win for the Giants. Really helped save their season because they started off 0-3. I think it's like 6 teams since like 1979 or something like that have made the playoffs starting 0-3. The odds of you making the playoffs are not very good. But it's not even so much that. It's like what the locker room, right, would have been like, what the fans would have been, the media would have been, and all of that. And then if you go and you wind up losing to the Cowboys, and now you start 0-4, and you still got like 4 more tough games coming up. And so, wow, things could have gone downhill big time. But the Giants stay focused, and they come away with the victory. So fantastic. So tonight I'm going to do the team, the offense and defensive special teams player grade. So look out for that. All right, guys, it's been 49 minutes. Whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. If anybody spends any time watching the replays, once again, thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, means the world to me. As always, you guys stay safe out there, and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.